Back in the 1990s, after I had had many years of contact with these ETs, I began to collect stories from around the world where people had what are called close encounters of the fifth kind. And this is a term that I coined in 1990 for when humans deliberately set up an attempt to make contact with extraterrestrial spacecraft or occupants or civilization. And a close encounter of the fifth kind is very distinct from the other categories, which are really very passive. The other ones are, close encounter of the first kind is a sighting within a certain distance. A close encounter of the second kind is when there's some landing or physical trace, and there are over 4,000 of these. A close encounter of the third kind, of course, is when there is, from the movie that everyone has seen, that Steven Spielberg did, is when there is a sighting or an encounter with a being, an extraterrestrial life form. And a close encounter of the fourth kind is when someone has gone on board a craft. But this is different. The close encounter of the fifth kind is when someone, or a group of people specifically, attempt to set up a deliberate contact for interaction that's mutual and bilateral, as opposed to a passive event that's seen or what have you. And we started this project, the CE5 initiative, we call it, back in 1990. It's now 19 years old. And we have gone all over the world. And one of the core things that I found as I began to collect these experiences from other people, not just my own, was that often people would see one of these ET vehicles, extraterrestrial vehicles, and they would signal to it, and it would signal back. But also very frequently, I found in the reports of thousands of cases, people would have a thought, oh, I wish it would move to the right so I can see it better, and it would move to the right. And then they said, oh, I wish it would move down, and it would move down. And there was this mental thought connection to the craft which seemed inexplicable and impossible.